basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw up some, do my sky first. I'm going to throw a bunch of different colors up here and mix them all together. I'm going to start with white, uh, titanium white. And then I'm going to start throwing some blue and different colors up in there, gray. Let's see what happens. I'm mixing it with a little bit of linseed oil to get the paint to move. If you've never used oil paint before, it's kind of hard to get the paint to move on the canvas if it's not wet. So I'm starting with a black canvas. I'm going to do a landscape, a mountain, clouds, and maybe some water, and some different types of trees. Maybe I'll lay out my groundwork right now. Let's see. So I have a mountain in here. We'll have some distant trees back here. I'll have a piece of land come in here and maybe down this way, and a piece of land here, and some land down here. Just throwing in some color, white. So maybe all this will be water in here. We'll see what happens. See what happens. And we'll have a mountain in here. I'll lay down a little white there. Let me throw some color up here now in the sky. I'm going to just dip right into my linseed oil and grab some straight blue. And come up in here and throw some blue here and there. Maybe a little, I got some Payne's gray, we'll try that too. Titanium white underneath on a black canvas. Let's see what happens. I'm going to try a little bit of Payne's gray, mix it in here. Kind of cool. It's mixing with the white that I threw down. Very good. Now I'm going to throw some clouds up there with the same brush. I'll use the same brush for most of the painting. I just wipe it off with a paper towel. Okay. Let me make sure. Yeah, my camera's moving on me. But you probably missed that. I just threw some blue and Payne's gray up on top of the white. And now I'm going to throw some clouds up there with the same brush. I'm going to dip into titanium white. I'll keep an eye on my camera so it doesn't, and I'm going to punch in some clouds here now. Titanium white. Dip into your linseed oil a little bit and grab some titanium white. Making the clouds pretty big today because I'm using a bigger brush. So that looks cool. A lot of clouds. Why does my camera keep moving? Oh, I need to tighten this up a bit here. There we go. All right, so this ain't coming out too good. Anyway, I started with a black canvas. You can probably hear what I did. Now I'm just throwing up, I throw up some white up here. I'm gonna probably blend this. So what I'll do, I'm gonna stamp the lower part of the cloud and try and get it to mix with the color underneath, because we got white, blue, and gray in here, so we got a lot of layers of paint. So I'm gonna try and get this cloud to mix a little bit with the sky. I'm gonna try not to hit the top of the cloud so it remains whiter. Let's just, I'm stamping in the lower part, getting it to mix in with the sky. That's what I'm doing. That way your cloud has, you know, multiple colors, you know. It's not just one color of white, you know. Let's see how that looks in the frame. This thing is still moving. Unbelievable. But isn't that a cool way to make clouds? Now I'm going to kind of come in here and lightly hit the tops to get a nice finished edge up there. I don't know why the camera is moving. Another trick is, if you want your clouds to appear grayer, just grab a little bit of gray on your brush. I'll do this one down here and stamp in some gray. Okay, leave the top part white and then stamp in a little bit of gray. Doesn't have to be a lot, because you might not like it if you put too much gray in there. Just maybe at the bottom of the cloud. Just like that. Now, believe it or not, we have a little gray here and there. It's hard to tell because, no, I can see it. All right, there we go. Now I'm gonna lightly blend my blue in at the edges, because I like the contrast of the blue and the clouds in the corner, the blue in the corner with your clouds coming across. Get a nice contrast there. I like these clouds. They came out good. They're bigger than usual. They're taking up a lot of the canvas. So what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to make my mountain lower here so I don't ruin the sky, and maybe only bring the trees up so high here into the sky. So I'm going to do a mountain here. I'm going to throw a little more white in here, so I got some paint underneath to work with. I'm going to blend some of these clouds down here. All right, very good. Got a nice sky there. If you're careful, you can come and blend the lower portion of your clouds, just the lower part. I kind of like the stamped look though. You can leave it stamped as well, or you can blend it, but don't blend it too much. Just a little to get a softer look on it. Okay, don't over blend it. I'm gonna do a mountain now. I wish this camera would quit moving on me. It's kind of weird. All right, I'm gonna do my mountain in black today, and it should mix with the white underneath. So I'm gonna put my peak over here, kind of longer peaks today, not so pointy. Just like that, like a lower mountain. Let me grab a brush. You can use any brush to pull your mountain down. Once I get my outline of the mountain up there, I'll just pull it down with a brush and let it mix with the paint underneath. Just like that. Just pull it down. And then you can already kind of see some shapes taking form in there. See, I just pulled this mountain in front of that one back there by pulling the black here. Now I'm going to lightly blend this down so I can throw some snow up there. Blend down the paint so it gets it ready for the knife. The paint will come off your knife easier if you blend it down a little bit, okay? Looks like a cool mountain. You can kind of see different parts of the mountain in here now. Taking shape. It can help you know where to put your snow. So this one obviously is going to be in front there. That's what it looks like to me. So I'll leave it that way. So what I'll do, I'll start with this mountain that's going to be in the front. And we throw some snow up here. I get a new roll of paint each time I come up here. Because you get a little color from the mountain on there if you need to wipe it off and get another clean roll, okay? This mountain's going to have just a little snow in the back here. I have some cool snow on this mountain. Maybe a small peak way in the back there. Doing mountains are fun. This is the coolest part of the painting for me is doing these mountains, you know, because you can, it takes a little practice, but once you get used to it, you'll really enjoy painting these mountains, okay? For this color here, I'm going to mix a little bit of that blue and white together and make like a shadow color. A little blue and white, and I was going to put some gray in it, but I think I'm going to leave it more in the bluish bluish color so it matches the sky. The way I do it, everywhere I put snow, I'll pull just to the left of it some of the shade color now. You don't have to touch the white, just come up next to it and then pull some of this color to the left, okay? Just like that. Get some more paint up here. Very good. We got a small peak there. There's a small part on your knife. See that? This thing is still moving on me. This is going to be the worst video ever. That small part of the knife, you can get in here and work these smaller parts of your mountain, okay? Just like that. cool looking mountain. This one I'm going to pull in front of that one in the distance. My knife is getting old. I need a new knife because you see how it leaves a line in there. But I'll be able to get those out. Good enough. All right, so now when you do a mountain, it's always good to blend the bottom part of it. I usually pull a little bit down that I want to blend. Just pull it down at the very bottom. Even up here into this white area. Just pull it down. And then now wipe your brush off and lightly blend just the lower portion of your mountain. When I have all this blue up here, I also like to lightly blend the side here as well. Not all the way up, just about halfway up. So this looks smooth over here. Some of the black is peeking through of the canvas, so all right, so we got a little mountain peak back there, as you can see. I'll probably run some a lighter color on the back edge of that. All right, good enough. There's a mountain way back there. Okay, now I'm going to pull some of this white back. Just in some spots. Very good. Very good. All right, I like that mountain. All right, so what I think I'm going to have water down here. I might leave it black for now and see what happens. I'm going to get a fan brush and run some distant trees back there. I'm going to use I got Payne's Gray, sap green mixed with some black. I'm going to mix a little that light blue in there. The blue that I used on the dark back side of the mountain, mix a sap green with some blue to lighten it up. I'm going to dip my fan brush in linseed oil just to get it wet, and then grab some of that sap green and blue and run some I'm going to run some trees back here, tops of trees, different heights, maybe bigger over here, and get smaller over here. that'll be distant trees way in the back. With your fan brush, pull straight up just a little. Doesn't have to be much, just so it looks like those are treetops back there, just at the very, very top. Okay, very good. With your fan brush, right at the bottom, just kind of go straight across the bottom there. Just like that. Over here, let's put our ground in now. I think I'm going to use yellow ochre back here. So with that same fan brush, just get a little yellow ochre on it, and let's stamp in right on top of that white yellow ochre. Very good. Maybe there's some kind of beach down there on this side. Let's just bring this all the way down. Maybe this is going to be a beach. We'll put some other colors in there with it, but we need some color in this painting. So over here I'm going to use sap green and black mixture I have. Just stamp it into the white. There's still a little yellow ochre on my brush. That's okay. It's just going to be grass over here. Stamp it in there. Let's see how it's looking. Is my camera still moving? Yep. Wow, this is driving me crazy. Stay. All right, well there, I'll run a tree over here now off this land. What I'll do is I'll put some bushes down here first using my sap green and black, maybe right about here. A few bushes. I'm going to use my big fan brush to number 6. Wet both sides of my fan brush. And I'm going to throw a tree in here. Evergreen tree. Right down to the bushes I put in here. I'm going to press in, stamp in some branches. Depending on how you want how many leaves, it's up to you how many leaves you want on your tree, you know. You know what an evergreen tree looks like. There's so many different types, but I like doing this one for the videos because it's easier. It goes faster. I'll put a small one right behind it. The sap green and black, okay? Because it's good to lay down your darks and then we'll lighten it up, okay? Let's run some dark bushes over here. So we got some bushes to run our trees off of over here. Just some bushes there. I'll show you. I'm going to highlight this with the same fan brush. I'm just going to wipe the fan brush off. And I got some Viridian green that I mixed a little white into it. See that color? I'm going to highlight these trees I just put up with this color before you tune off. So what the idea is to hit the top part of your branches with this highlight color, okay? Leave the bottom part of the branch dark, and you'll see this tree take shape here. And then this one here, I'm just going to come down on the right side there. See that? How it brought that tree out? Gave it dimension. So I left a lot of dark spots in here underneath the branches, dark. And with that same color, you know, you can highlight these bushes down here. You can use any color you want. Yellow ochre is usually what I use, but I'll use this green. Highlight those bushes. Let's highlight the tops of these bushes here. Getting a little ahead of myself, but that's all right. All right, I'm going to grab a smaller fan brush now and put a few trees over here on this side. It's turning out pretty good for a black canvas, except for the camera keeps moving on me. I hope you're enjoying it. I think what I'm going to do is just run a few more trees over here on the side of the mountain. Linseed oil, sap green and black. Just get your fan brush wet. And let's put in, I'm going to put them more over here in between. I don't want to cover that peak right there. So on this tree, I'm going to stamp it right. Well, I guess I'll design it coming down. Design it with, as my branches get lower, I'm going to get wider. This tree's so far away, you don't have to be really detailed on it, okay? With you don't want to be too perfect with the landscape. I mean, it looks better sometimes when you're just painting loosely, okay? A chunk of paint there. Put a small tree here. I mean, when people look at it, they're going to know, oh, that's a big tree, there's a small tree next to it, okay? You don't have to be perfect. The painting's all about the way it looks, of course, but the color as well. I'm going to highlight these trees now. Since they are further away, what I usually do, I'll use the same color here, Viridian green. Since they're far away, I usually just hit the one side of them, okay? And then it leaves the, it gives it dimension. So I'm just trying to hit on the right side. And leave the other side dark. It looks like maybe the light's coming in from the right here. Just like that. I just recently started using this Viridian green for highlighting. I usually use white, but I kind of like the Viridian green. It really makes the trees turn a nice color there. I might split this video up into two. I don't know. It's already at 30 minutes. But what I want to do back here now is run some white, titanium white, on my fan brush at the bottom of the tree line back there. Just titanium white. Just like that. What I think I'm going to do, I might just leave this black. I don't know. Run some water coming off the sides and see what it looks like. Titanium white. When you pull your water, keep it horizontal, okay? That way it'll look like water's flowing up to the side of the land here, okay? That looks pretty good. So I'm just going to leave the water black. I'm going to put a little water back here. Indication of water, but that's all it is. Very good. All right, guys. I think that's all I'm going to do on this one for now. You can finish it up by putting bushes down here if you want. I'm going to try and put a couple birds up there and call this one good. Kind of came out good, so I ended up using the black color of the canvas down there. So throw a few birds up here. I think it looks kind of cool. We'll have to wait and see. I'll take it down to the art gallery and see if somebody likes it. But it does. I think I am going to put a few small bushes down here in the green, but it came out pretty good. Black canvas. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.